Hi, hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Liz and I'm so happy to have you here with me today. So today let's talk about new makeup releases. They're finally coming back now that things are kind of starting to happen again, things are opening again, whatever. Makeup releases are coming back. Let's talk about them. There's been a lot since I did my last video and I have a lot of things to say about a lot of them. So let's just talk about it. Let's talk about it all. Let's get right into it. So first up, let's talk about the new palette release from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina collection. I'll put pictures right here for you guys. So at first glance, I was like, oh my God, I love this palette. I need it. I love it. Oh my God. And while I still kind of have those feelings towards it, I also am just kind of like looking at it more and thinking, do I need this though? Outside of the pinks, there's a lot of just like warm browns and then like a bright yellow. And I'm just, I don't know. I think I'm just maybe not so into the palette as a whole as much as I initially was, now that I've looked into it a little bit more. Could I still end up with it? Sure, because I think it's a beautifully put together palette. I think the array of colors in here is stunning, but for me, in my collection, I just don't need it, especially with the warm browns, the orange. I just truly do not understand the bright yellow in there. Like there's not even like colors that really go with the yellow in it, so I don't get it. I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with those Norvina palettes because I'm like, wow, they're pretty, but they're like huge, and like, oh, that's kind of an interesting color story, but some of them look the same. You know, it's just a back and forth thing, and I think that pretty much always results in like, I don't need those. So Kimchi Chic Beauty came out with a concealer and it's called The Most Concealer, and I think that's cute, and I think the packaging's cute, and I like that they are a little bit more on the affordable side. So I would be interested in purchasing one of these shades. However, the shade range is a little strange to me. That is a critique that not only I thought, but I've seen a lot on the internet of people talking about it. Some of the undertones, like two of the shades in the darkest end of the range look gray, and I don't know, you know, if that's the package that it's in or if they really are just gray, and some of them look very yellow in undertone. Well, as much as I would like to support a small brand, and as much as I think it's great that they've already come out with a concealer, I just don't know if these shades and undertones are quite there. I would need to see some people try it probably. Oh, I found a picture of the actual swatches. Put the picture of the actual swatches in here too so you can see what I'm talking about. They almost have too much of an extreme pull of the undertones. The very light ones look too pink or too peach. The middle ones look too yellow. That one in the almost the center looks so yellow. At the end, there's that one that's really peachy, but then the other ones look gray and like muddy. As far as the picture goes, they just don't look quite right. I would like to see them in action because maybe it's different. Maybe this is what people have needed and I just have no idea, because that's very possible. But I don't know, the tones don't look great. Kylie Skin came out with a lip scrub. I think that is very fitting for her line. Makes sense. I'm not going to purchase it because I don't actually like lip scrubs. Oh, looks like a lip balm, or did they already have this lip balm? No, they already had this lip balm. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a perfectly nice sugar scrub, but like, I don't ever use them. There's a brand that I've never heard of that Trend Mood posted about. It's called Paul and Joe. I don't know what that is, but the collection is cat themed. You guys, I might need to figure out something about this Paul and Joe brand, literally for no reason other than the stuff is cat themed. That's so cute. And you guys know I love cats. They're such babies. I love them. Oh my god. Anastasia Beverly Hills also came out with these cake liners that are in these little pots and they're water activated. I don't know how I feel about them. I think that in general is a cool concept. I don't love the packaging and I wish that they were sold in singles, because if they were sold in singles I might buy just like a pink one or just the white one or something like that. But I kind of wish they were also just gel liners. Like I don't know why they need to be water activated. Does that make them better? Something about that is just not quite it to me. I wish that they were just like the little pot gel liners, but I mostly I wish they were just sold individually, because if they were, I would be more willing to try one of them. But the idea of having to buy 3 of them for $30 and then like, what if I don't like them and I don't use them? Then I have these 3 eyeliners. I don't know. I wish they were individuals, because then I would be tempted to buy like the pink one or even the green one. I think that's a cool color, but in a trio, I'm not into it. So Huda Beauty came out with a mascara, and it's like a 2-step prime and then mascara situation. I would be willing to try something like this, but for me, I just don't think that I would probably use it enough for it to be worth it. Just because, I wear fake eyelashes like every day. And I don't know that I would go back to mascara enough. Even if this had really good results, I think I'd be still too drawn to wearing my falsies. But, if you don't like wearing false eyelashes and you want still a very voluminous look from your mascara, it seems like this works. Like I've seen some reviews of it that have said good things, so it might be worth a shot. It's just a no from me personally. So Lorac is coming out with a summer collection, and it's called the Luxe Diamond Golden Hour collection. And here's the thing. When was the last time we really heard anything from Lorac was like good or exciting? And I don't even mean that to be mean. I just am genuinely wondering. I mean, I have my Lorac Gilded Lily highlighter that I love, but what else do they have? I don't know. This collection looks pretty. The packaging is pretty meh to me. I don't think it's very cute. The face palette looks nice. It looks very sparkly. Lip glosses, eye gloss trios. I don't know. The whole thing is sadly, it's very, very uninteresting to me. The packaging, the face palette, everything. The face palette is only for light to medium skin tones. If you have a darker skin tone, that's gonna look so ashy on you. So I don't know. None of it gives me excited vibes. Sometimes you just look at product pictures and you're like, wow, I'd be really interested in trying that. And then other times you're just like, why? Charlotte Tilbury came out with 4 shades of bronzer from fair to deep. Fair, medium, tan, deep. I am so back and forth about Charlotte Tilbury, because while I really don't own very much of her stuff because it's expensive, these are $55 each for a bronzer, there's also something about it that draws me to it so much. This little gold packaging that kind of looks like a glamorous seashell, but then I don't know, even the way they talk about the product, where it's formulated with hyaluronic acid and it has skin perfecting pigments in the powder, and the whole thing just kind of gets me. But at the end of the day, it's $55, and that's a lot for a bronzer. There's some things that I will spend extra on with no problem. bronzer like kind of isn't one of them. Like, as much as I love bronzer and will spend up to like $30 on a bronzer, kind of hurts my whole soul to spend more than that on it. I guess this says it's the same as the Flawless Finish powder, but they changed it a little bit to be a bronzer. And you know, everyone says such good things about the Flawless Finish powder. So, you guys, I don't know. Maybe this is a huge hit and we all need it. Or maybe it's not. But for $55, I'll take it into consideration, but seems like a lot. I also don't know if I love these shades, because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, realistically, which one would I purchase to use as a bronzer? And what's a little sad about it is I would probably purchase the tan shade, which is the third darkest one, because like it looks the most similar to, this is the Island Ting bronzer by Fenty. It looks, and I like this type of a shade a lot, and it kind of looks closest to that. So it's another thing where I'm like, eh. So Beauty Bakery is coming out with 2 new face palettes. One is called the Brownie Bar and one is called the Neapolitan Bar. And while I think the concept and the branding and everything is very, very on par for the rest of the brand, it makes sense. I'm with it. At the same time, I'm like, this packaging looks really cheap, which is sad because normally I really like Beauty Bakery's packaging. I think it's very cutesy and looks like candies and sweets and baked goods, and like that's the point, okay? This, for whatever reason, strikes me as looking very cheap, and I'm a little sad about it. I also think, but I do think that this is a cute concept, and I think this is a good idea, and I think that it works in the canon of the brand. I also probably wouldn't purchase this anyway, just because I'm not really like a face palette kind of person. I like things in palettes, but I like highlighter palettes, blush palettes, not like full face palettes. Does that make sense? Oh, so Charlotte Tilbury with the bronzers is also releasing a new eyeshadow quad. And just looking at it, it's $53 for 4 shades. And just immediately I'm like, no, I would never purchase this. A, it's expensive. B, these are shades that everyone has. Everyone. You can not look at me and be like, no one has this warm tone brown and this deep chocolate brown. Girl, everybody has those colors and we don't need to spend $53 to get it. Like, so, I mean, I guess if you're like a Charlotte Tilbury stan and you only want to use her products, I guess her line probably needed something like this, but I'm not buying that, no. Pat McGrath is launching the Divine Rose 2 palette, which just looks absolutely stunning. Her packaging is so cool, like, so cool. There's like a galaxy shade in there that looks really cool, the hot pink. The problem with this palette is I look at like that yellow in the corner, the hot pink, and that galaxy shade, and those are the 3 that I'm like, wow, those are gorgeous. And the rest of it I'm like, oh, I don't even really like that purpley color, and what are those for on that far end? Like, I don't really think I even like those. And for $125, girl, you better be in love with every single shade. Even looking at the swatches, I'm like, I have this palette, basically. Like, I have these shades. I just don't need it. Oh, with that collection, there's also a lip trio. The Divine Rose lip trio. There's a pencil, bullet lipstick, and a lip gloss. Those look beautiful. I really like her packaging. This probably isn't a color that I would really use because it is like a rose toned pink, and that's just, for me, not my favorite kind of color. But again, the packaging gets me. e.l.f. is coming out with a CBD collection. You guys, I just cannot get behind like the CBD thing because I just think it's super overdone. I doubt that they're using enough of anything for it to matter. Like, I just think that it's one of those gimmicks. Like, it's a gimmicky thing that they're doing. I don't know. This is just, no, from me. Oh, Lady Gaga's House Labs is coming out with a new eyeshadow palette, and that is called the Stupid Love palette. It's $48 for 18 shades. I don't like it. Oh, I'm sorry. I kind of think that the packaging is cool. I like the mirrored thing with the Stupid Love written on it. Like, I think that that's cool, but I just don't understand maybe their pricing. I get that they want to be like a mid-tier brand, but you're an Amazon exclusive brand. I don't know. I don't like the color story. I don't like that it's mostly blue and then has this like corner of warm tones. I think that the palette just doesn't make sense to me. I don't think that this is something that would really ever draw me in anyway. Her brand isn't one that I've ever been all that excited to try anyway. Plus, on top of that, when people did start trying it on their first couple launches, like, there were a lot of hit and miss reviews. Like, a lot of people liked the eyeliner, but like the liquid shadows, people were kind of just like, don't love it. And like the lip products, and everyone was just kind of back and forth, and that doesn't give me a lot of faith in how this palette would perform, and I definitely wouldn't spend $48 on it. Okay, let's get into the controversial thing that is launched during this time. So Jeffree Star came out with a new collection. This is the cremated collection featuring the cremated palette and I think 3 new gloss colors. This was a big deal because people found him titling this palette, the cremated palette, to be very insensitive given the pandemic situation that the world was going through. I don't disagree that it is insensitive of a name for the current climate of the world. However, I think that if this was released in a time when less serious things were happening, that people would think that this collection is a lot cooler than they currently do. Because if we objectively look at the collection, it's called the cremated collection, it's grayscale, it's supposed to be, it's supposed to be grayscale, right? It's like ashes, that whole thing. I think it all works together really well in that way. I don't necessarily think that the collection was a bad idea. I think it would be regarded as being a lot cooler if this wasn't what was happening in the world currently. And I think that it's really on brand for Jeffree Star. Like, his whole brand is to be very different and out of the box, and not necessarily shocking, but like, not shocking, but just so different from like mainstream. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. I've been very back and forth about it because I understand that people find this to be insensitive. I understand that this is triggering during this time. I am with you on that. But I also am in the boat of, it's not like he planned this last month, you know? And what else would you do if you already had the product created because you were supposed to launch it a month ago? And are you supposed to take a multi-million-dollar loss on it? I just don't know. I think that was probably a tough situation to be in because of what's happening in the world. It's just another tough place. I just don't know what else he would have done, I guess. And I know a lot of people have very strong opinions about it, and I understand, but I also just don't know what different thing he would have done. That being said, about this collection itself, I won't buy any of it for the sole reason that I won't use it. I think the packaging is boring compared to some of his other packaging. I have the blood sugar palette, and I like that it's in like a little trunk. I like that normally his stuff is very like 3D and shaped and like, I don't know, different. And this seems just like a normal package with a picture of him on it. Also, You guys, tell me if you felt the same, but the picture of him on the front where he's like floating away as ashes, and I get because like cremated, right, or ashes, but all I could think about was the end of Avengers Infinity War. I was like, oh, he's just, Thanos got him. I don't know. It's truly, I was like, Thanos really got him. But anyway, I've seen a lot of other criticisms about like this isn't made for people with darker skin tones because it'd be ashy, but I'm also like, it's gray toned. Isn't it supposed to be ashy? I don't know. This is just not a palette that I would ever use. I'm not like a fan of grays, silvers, cool tones in general, honestly. I also think that he maybe misspoke about it when he was talking about it, because you know, he made this whole thing about like it's supposed to be very gothic and whatever, and like that's how he really hyped it up. But then there's one black shade in it, and I was like, there's a lot of different types of black you could have put in here. I mean, like the blackest black, a purpley black, like a blue black, like there, I mean, you could have played a little bit more into that as well, because when he opened this and it was honestly leaning a little bit lighter, I was like, was he talking about the same palette I'm supposed to be looking at? I don't know. So I think he could have maybe represented it a little better in his reveal video, but I don't know. I think that people would think differently about this if it hadn't come out during a pandemic. But anyway, I truly want to know like what you guys think about that. Like, what would you have done? I don't know. People get really heated about it. So like I don't know. I guess I understand all sides about it, and I just am interested in hearing everyone's opinion. And I have watched a lot of videos about it and read Twitter threads and everything, and I don't know. It's an interesting topic because it's unforeseen circumstances, business, death, unfortunately. I don't know. So Manny MUA also launched his spring collection, which was a blush palette and 3 lip glosses. And I am so mad at myself for missing the launch. Like I was like a day late on even seeing the pictures of it, and then I didn't get around to watching the reveal video right away, so I didn't know when it was launching, and then I missed the launch. But if I hadn't missed the launch, I would have gotten the bundle with all 3 glosses and the blush palette, because I think that they're beautiful. I think the packaging is beautiful. This is kind of my favorite collection he's done. I have his Strawberry Dream palette and I love it, but like this is so pretty, and I love blush, and I've been more into lip gloss lately, and I think these gloss colors are stunning, and I think his gloss package is so cute with the little gem in it. Like I just really like his brand, even though I only own one thing from it, right? I really like his brand. I like that it feels like he really takes his time to think about things. I like that there's a lot of details involved. I like that if you watch his reveal videos on his products, it just feels like he cares so much about it, and I just find that to be very endearing, and it makes me want to support his brand over other brands. So that's just that. That's how I feel about that blush palette. I really like it. When he restocks the bundles, because he sold out of the bundles almost immediately, and then out of the blush palettes shortly after that, and then they launched early at Sephora because he sold out of his stock, and then they launched early at Morphe and they sold out of his stock. So as soon as they come back into stock, I'll buy a bundle, because I really want it. I think it's gorgeous. So Pharmacy is also coming out with something called the Deep Sweep. It's a BHA toner. I will say I'm super interested in this. I love a hydrating toner, but I also love an exfoliating toner, and I'm super interested in this one. It Sounds like it's good ingredients. I really like Pharmacy as a brand, and I think a lot of their stuff does have good ingredients in it. I enjoyed when I was using an exfoliating toner. Unfortunately, the one I was using ended up having like fragrance and witch hazel and stuff in it, so I needed to change. But now I don't have an exfoliating toner, so maybe I need this one, is what I'm saying. I would love to look more at the ingredients just to be sure there's nothing hidden in it that I don't like, but I'm very interested. It has salicylic acid in it, which is great for your pores. If you're acne prone, great. I really might need that one. I've never actually seen that on Trendmood. That was the first time I even had seen it or read about it, so I'm excited. So Makeup Eraser is coming out with a peach 7-day set, and it's in this cute little peach carrying case, and it's like mini makeup erasers that are orange like a peach. You guys, I think this is so cute, and I would totally buy this. So first of all, I love makeup erasers. What I typically do is do my first step cleanse, which right now I'm using an oil cleanser. So I do that for a full minute, and then I wipe it off with my makeup eraser, and then I go in with my normal cleanser. I just think that the makeup eraser step really helps to pull the makeup off of there. It's also nice for travel, because then you don't necessarily need to bring your first step cleanse. You can just use these. I just think that that's so cute. Also, I like the mini ones. They're machine washable, much better for you and the environment than makeup wipes. So yeah, this 10 out of 10 would purchase. So Morphe is coming out with this cute Pride 2020 collection. So one thing, as much as I don't really love Morphe anymore, a lot of people's opinions on Morphe have soured over the last couple years. One thing I will say is great about Morphe is they always come out with really cool Pride collections, and they usually donate a portion of it to the Trevor Project. I will say that's really good on Morphe that they continuously do that. As far as this collection goes, I actually think it's really cute. I love that it's a palette of like glitter toppers in a rainbow color. Like, I think that's so cute. The brushes are so cute. I would probably buy these brushes because I've been meaning to buy some more eye brushes, and these are cute. I love the white. I love the like almost like oil slick little, like, not the handles, but the part that connects the bristles. I don't know what you call that, but I love those. I like the Pride bottle for the Continuous Mist setting spray. I'd probably buy a bottle of that as well because I love that setting spray. I probably wouldn't use the Artistry palette enough to purchase it. Yeah, I like it. I appreciate that Morphe always does it. Oh, it says on here, donation of 100% of net proceeds, a minimum of $50,000, will be made to glsen.org. Oh, cute. Oh, I guess that's why the palette is called the GLSEN. Is it supposed to be glisten? Glisten up? I clicked on it. It says, working to create safe and inclusive K-12 schools for LGBTQ youth. Cute. I love that. Oh, they have Andy Cohen on here. Wow. Wow. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that is a great thing that Morphe always does. Oh, and since I've been sitting here, Urban Decay announced their newest Naked palette. This is the Naked Ultraviolet palette. You guys, at this point, aren't we just getting away from the whole naked concept? I mean, the concept of the naked palettes were that they were like neutral toned brown palettes, right? And now there's cherry and heat and honey and purple. Like, that seems like a huge stretch from cherry and honey and heat. I just don't think I like it. I don't even think I like the colors in it, because one end is like nude warm tone brown colors, then there's like a bluish shade, and then a bunch of purples on the other end. I don't think I'm with it. I wish Urban Decay would get away from the naked thing, because I think this could be a much cuter palette on its own in a different package, not part of the naked family, just completely separate. I don't like the packaging. I don't like the skinny pans. And I had all the Naked palettes, I did, and I used them and I used to love them, but since, I know they changed their formula, but I'm just saying all I can think of is the original formula, and it is really not very good. So I don't know, the whole thing is just kind of, no. But anyway guys, that's it. That was my last thing. This might have been a little bit of a long-winded video, but I hadn't made one in a couple weeks and a lot had happened, so we had plenty to talk about. Yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I really love it. I appreciate it so much. I love getting your comments and just chatting about this stuff. It makes my whole day when I post a video and get to chat about this kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna go. We're gonna go to a bonfire at our friend's house. Don't worry, there's going to be only 2 other people there because social distance, because Michigan is going to be locked down until June 12th now. So don't worry, staying safe, social distancing. But yeah, so we're gonna go do that. And I will see you guys soon. Again, thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me. I hope you guys are doing okay. I hope you're having a great night, a great day, a great whatever you're doing. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!